Main reasons for door knocking. Number one, obviously, right? Lead gen. Lead gen is the name of the game. That should be what you'd be spending most of your time focusing on as an agent. How much time can you actually spend working on like the day-to-day activities of things you're doing in escrow, right? You're sending a couple emails. You obviously are trying to pull up vendors and contractors and meet with people, stuff like that. But on your downtime, you need to be lead genning, always building up that funnel for down the road. So what falls in these categories, one is circle prospecting. Before and after our listings come, it's really important. A couple weeks before a listing goes live, go around the neighborhood, knock on all the doors, invite them to the open house. If we're doing a sip and see, it's a great way to start a conversation. Just familiarize themselves. Everybody loves to talk about real estate, especially when there's activity going on in their like hyper specific neighborhood. What's great about that is once they show up to the open house, you already have an established relationship with them. You're already a familiar face. Another great thing is after the listing, you want to, keep following up with them. Let them know, hey, this went into contract or this is pending, this is sold. They love to hear this information. Another one, farming. Becoming the face of the neighborhood. When you're farming a neighborhood, you're doing a lot of activities, but knocking on them, you're going to, obviously, we'll get this later, but send out some mailers, but then knocking on the door, they actually get to meet you in person. So you're not just a flyer that they throw into the trash. Another reason for door knocking is targeting specific neighborhoods for clients.
Okay, so tools that you need when you are door knocking and what you should bring when you're door knocking is obviously you need your business cards. That's like number one, like have them. Flyers, you can do different types of flyers. So you could do a flyer for, say, a client, or you like saying like, hey, my client just was in escrow somewhere and missed out on this great opportunity and wants to buy in your neighborhood. You can also do flyers for just recent trades. Then you can also do a CMA or a market report is good to have. So you can target one specific address. So you could go 555 Belden and do a CMA for that specific address based on the bedrooms and bathrooms and that kind of square footage. Or you could do a market report for what basically the neighborhood is doing at this point and the sales that everything has been going on in the market. And then what else is a great touch is a handwritten letter. You writing a handwritten letter that you are looking for clients to sell a home or also for a client is something that's just a personal touch and shows that you are putting in the effort when you are door knocking.
So back to where I was getting ahead of myself. Circle prospecting. What's great about this is before the open house, you're generating interest in your open house. You're getting your brand awareness out there. You're getting your face out there. You're establishing that relationship and building trust just because they don't show up to the open house. You're not a complete random face. They're like, oh, hey, there's Austin. He's the guy who invited us. Let's go talk with him. And throughout this time, you're keeping them updated on the sale. It's nice to go back. Hey, this just went pending really quick. Oh my God, we got 5 offers. People love to talk about this and hear about it. And then tell them the closing price. Just keep going back. You want to get in front of them as much as possible. So you just kind of sear yourself into their memory.
And then also a thing is like when we're door knocking, we're also celebrating the wins that we're having in that neighborhood. So being like, knock, knock, knock. Hey, I just sold this for this much. Like you could be this too. Or because our sip and sees are so cool. Like, hey, you want to have this awesome party? Like that is what you're doing when you're door knocking is you're creating that friendly face and saying like, this could be you. And look at how great I am.
Yeah. We had multiple offers. We have other people who want to be in this neighborhood that missed out on this opportunity. Like, let's talk if you're thinking about making a move. So throughout this whole time, try to get their contact info at some point and build them into a follow-up plan and nurture the lead.
Okay. Also, when you're door knocking, you can door knock if you're farming a neighborhood. So you can, first thing is you target a neighborhood where you feel most comfortable in. Obviously, I wouldn't say, for me to go over to $12 million home neighborhood in Pebble and be like, oh, yeah, I got this. I feel really comfortable in, more of, maybe Country Club West or somewhere there where I feel like I'm knowledgeable of the area, but also can understand, how the trades are, and you already have the knowledge of that area. Then also, like if you have a sale, like you sold a house somewhere, that's also a good place to target because you already established there. You have a buy there, then that's a great place to keep going. And you get a mailer sent out to, if you do sell a house, then a mailer is sent out saying like, hey, look, I closed this, you know? So that's just the first time of like being for an opportunity for a door knock. Then you will obviously knock on the doors after your mailer's been sent out. We recommend after 2 weeks to really be pushing your door knocking in that farming area because they're seeing that, and then we don't want them to take it, be like, oh, cool, throw it away. Be like, hey, did you get that? Like, I just sent you a mailer, and now I'm standing at your door to familiarize the face-to-face contact or showing your face that you're there and you're trying to make this a serious thing of being the face of the neighborhood. And then focus on one place, like I said, and then just people should be thinking Jen Cesario Country Club West. You know, that's what your goal is that you want to be that person. So then down the line, you can have a bunch of business there and then keep that going. So that's how farming
They'll
works.
talk to their neighbors.
Yeah, and door knocking there for that. Knocking for clients.
So we got Neo with a lot of doors, the Matrix. So knocking for clients, this is kind of one of the strategies where, say you print out flyers and you go to a neighborhood, you say, hey, I have a buyer who's really interested in your neighborhood. If you are thinking about selling, or even if you know anybody who's thinking about selling, like I got somebody interested, even if you don't actually have a buyer, because everyone has a buyer. So kind of you want to get your foot in the door with that and then say, well, you know, if you're thinking about selling, why wouldn't we just list this if we want to get the most money possible for this home? So you can kind of transition into that conversation.
But yeah, you're basically lying in the front end.
You want to get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
So that's been it's a good effective strategy.
And just start the conversation, as Austin said. Yeah. A CMA, these are super helpful when door knocking. I would say that this is probably the best thing to have when you're door knocking in terms of tools because it makes you do research about the neighborhood first. So you're going to know the recent trades. You're going to know how many sold in the year. We do year because 6 months you're not going to get really that much inventory. So do a year CMA on the house and really figure out how big the homes are, what they're selling for, and all of that. If you have built a custom CMA and hand it to somebody like I did when you guys were door knocking, that went over so well because people are like, oh, wow, this girl is so cute. She's coming over to me being like, hey, I'm Jen, and I just made this CMA for you, like whatever. And they really are like, wow, she's taking the time and effort to really narrow down on my house and try to make this sale. Mm-hmm. Some people can go and say like, yeah, I'm never selling, and slam the door on your face. That's fine. But if you do that over and over, you're going to get results. And it's actually happened with me before. And then the market report, I feel like this is also just really great because you're understanding your market and giving a market report to everybody. If you narrow, say you do a CMA, you narrow down on 5 houses, then you have a market report for the remainder 20 houses that you do. That is just good. You have the tools. You're giving contact to somebody, and then you're doing a great job in creating value and then understanding market.
Yeah, market reports are great because you can print out one. You know, if you're doing a specific area, like, hey, just to let you know, these are all the trades within the last 6 months to a year. Mm-hmm. This is like the time on market. This is how fast these homes are selling. This is what they're going for, over or under ask.
And what could be yours too.
Yeah, exactly. So it kind of puts context into what's going on with their neighborhood. Because, you know, for 99% of people, their home is their biggest asset. Mm-hmm. So it's very important for them.
Yeah.
And then crush it. This guy. Look sharp, dress the part, transfer enthusiasm. Be friendly and smile and ask lots of questions. Lots of qualifying questions. I've found that when you just ask questions, like you only need to ask a couple and then they just start going.
How I feel like for door knocking is I treat door knocking as if it is a showing. Or also like an open house. Like
a first date.
I am literally, I will be dressed to the nines, like in like like a collared shirt or something. Obviously, you have to wear like more comfortable shoes because you're knocking everywhere. But like I'm taking that opportunity. It's the first time I'm meeting somebody, and I am going to be clean cut and like on point. Like it's literally like you're dating somebody. Like, hey, how's it going? Like
First impression.
first impression is everything. So looking sharp, dressing the part, and also creating that bubbliness and friendship and trust is really important first off. And I always treat all door knocks like if it was an open house.
Yeah. Show them how excited you are about real estate and their neighborhood, and they will feed off of that.
Yeah.
If you're just like, oh, hey, I made you a CMA, they'll be like, cool, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Also, some tactics that I do when I'm door knocking for like to show enthusiasm. If the house is really cute, when they open the door, I'll be like, oh my God, I love your petunias in the front yard, or something like that. Like it's like being so complimentary over their home, their view, their whatever, like pull it out of your booty. But, like really say, like be so like complimentary, and then they'll start feeling more at ease to chat with you too.
Congratulations on having the prettiest house in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a great one.
Yeah. Smiles go a long way, as they say. I think it's nonverbal communication is 80 or 90% of communication.
Mm-hmm.
So just smile, and actually, when you talk while you're smiling, like even if you're cold calling, smile when you talk because they can hear that through the phone. And then always ask lots of questions.
Yeah.
That's your job as a salesman, is to let them do the talking. I found most of the time these people love to talk about their home, when they bought it, the neighbors, who did this, who did that, who did what. Oh, this guy, blah, blah, blah.
Sally,
Their grandfather built 6 of these houses. Oh, great. What's her name? Then they'll give you their number, their information, and then you get plugged in on all these little things. It's not necessarily every house you go to, you're trying to sell that one. You're just trying to gather intel and data. And obviously you want to sell that house too. But there's a number of different rewards you can get just from asking these questions. So,
What are some good questions to ask? Or what do you use?
how long have you been in the neighborhood? How do you like living here? Or you say, oh God, I love this neighborhood. Like,
One time I was so direct and I said,
what's been your favorite thing about living here?
One time I knocked on the door and I said, hey, I'm Jen. Sorry to interrupt you, but have you ever thought about selling your home? And he's like, well, I thought about it last week. And I said, really? Well, I'm a realtor and I have clients that really want to live here. Is it okay if I come in and take a look around? And he let me into his house. It's insane. That was my best door knocking experience ever. Doesn't always happen like that, but yeah, just even asking like, are you interested? Because that's what you're looking for. When you're door knocking, you are looking for potential listings. So
You also have to be comfortable with the fact that you're going to get rejected a lot too.
yeah,
That's the name of the game. So
yeah. Okay, so now it's your turn. We're going to do a little bit of role playing. So you guys are going to pretend like you're door knocking on the door with me and Austin. You want to knock? And I'll open the door.
sure. Let's see here. I will be, just because I've door knocked this whole area, like Yankee Point area.
Okay.
I have a flyer and a CMA. I'll have both of those. And yeah, we'll go from there. And a business card, obviously.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Hey, my name is Austin. First of all, I wanted to say congratulations on this beautiful home in my favorite neighborhood in Carmel.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been here for a long time. I would say probably 50 years.
50 years?
Yeah.
Oh my God, how exciting.
I saw this whole thing build up from the ground. There wasn't anybody on this side. And then I had, Sally used to live over there. She died a couple years ago, so but I love this town and I love this area.
Do you? Okay. Well, hey, listen. I wanted to ask you. Thanks, Jeff.
Hi. I got this last week.
So my name is Austin Cooper. I'm actually a local realtor.
Yeah.
I have some clients down the street. They wanted me to put together a comparative market analysis for the price of their home. And since I was doing that, I saw your home, and it's one of my favorite ones in the neighborhood. So I thought I'd knock on the door, and I prepared one for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot of great information in there on recent trades and kind of what I think your home would be valued for.
$5 million.
Yeah, I know,
wow.
right? Well,
That's
what did you pay for it in 1950 or 50 years ago? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh man, I got this for $400,000.
Wow, sweet deal.
Yeah, it was amazing. Lots of land.
That is probably your greatest investment maybe you've ever made, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to have my kids here, but they're all gone now.
Oh, how old are your kids?
Oh, I have a 37-year-old and a 42-year-old too.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And do they still live in the area?
Larry does. He's down the road a bit. He's in Carmel.
Oh, well, that's nice that you have Larry here in town. Do you see him often, I'm sure?
Yeah, Larry's a nice guy, yeah. He helps me. He comes and gives me dinner once a week.
That's very sweet.
I don't eat the other days.
Well, I mean, this is a beautiful home. I have to ask because I do have some clients in the area that are looking in this area.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about downsizing or moving?
Well, I have because of the stairs in the house, you know, and I'm getting a little old.
Sure.
So I don't know if this is going to be my forever home, but I just don't know where I would go because I can't beat this ocean view.
Yeah, these ocean views are really tough to beat.
Yeah.
But let me ask you: have you thought about any other specific areas in the nearby neighborhoods that you would like?
I could probably be by Larry. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where did you say Larry was? He just in Carmel by the Sea?
He's in Carmel by the Sea. Yeah, he's got ocean views too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but from the second story, I can't do
Well,
that.
why don't you move in with Larry?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Don't tell him I said that.
Oh, well, Austin, I'll keep that in mind, and I have your card here, so I'll talk to Larry, and then I'll get back to you.
I've got a question for you. Do you mind if I get your contact information and I can reach out to you in like another week? My client should be in town. Maybe one of these days I can do a little video tour for them to see if you are thinking about selling.
Sure.
I also wanted to send you some great new homes that are on the market. We're getting a lot of great new inventory that I'd love to share with you.
Okay, Larry's friends with Tim Allen, so I probably don't need help with that.
That's okay.
Yeah, but I'll definitely take your info. You can take my information down.
Sure thing.
Okay.
All right, I'll follow up with you.
Okay, bye.
Thanks.
Oh, God.
I feel like that literally happens all the time.
Yeah.